Fashion Stakes for the fillies over 10 furlongs. The Cocked Hat Stakes for the colts over a little bit further. The 150, a novice stakes over 6 furlongs. Packard was the 7-2 favourite. Baited Breeze 4-1 and 5's Barnwell Boy.
Last one in is Ambushed, and they're ready to go and racing. Underway over 6 furlongs, and Ambush was really slow to stride for this William Hill British EBF Novice Stakes. Racing by himself on the near side is Packard, the purple jacket, although he's angling across now. The main speed down the centre, Barnwell Boy, white face showing up there, the green jacket Trevor on the left. Right behind them then is Baited Breeze. They're followed by Moyer in the green and white hoops. Packard is ahead of him though in 4th now. Racing in 6 is Pinpoint in the red and yellow colours alongside the white face there of Double Jump. Then on the inside, Vahar being pushed along, running a bit green too, is Raw Blaze. Then Havana Mojito, the grey, at the back of the field with Ambush, who's got a lot to do, chasing up Double Jump then as they approach the final 2 furlongs. Oisin Murphy in control at the moment on Barnwell Boy. Here's Tom Quealy though on Baited Breeze, together there with Packard and Sean Levy on the near side. The leader just edging left-handed, approaching the final furlong. Barnwell Boy keeping up the gallop, even though he's showing signs of inexperience, but he's got a ton of talent by the looks of it. Barnwell Boy streaking clear in the closing stages to win really nicely on debut for Oisin Murphy and Charlie Johnston. Barnwell Boy the winner, 2nd Packard, and Moyer grabbed 3rd.
Barnwell Boy impressive in success at 5-1 from Packard, the favourite, and Moyer 3rd at 10-1. 11 round. This is a very nice debut performance from the Charlie Johnson trained Barnwell Boy. Made every yard of the running here under Oisin Murphy and has absolutely bolted up despite hanging to his left in the closing stages. He goes on to win by 4.5 lengths in a fast time, and you would have thought that Royal Ascot is next on the agenda for this really fast 2-year-old.
Well, the first race here at Goodwood today has gone the way of Barn.
You know, he thinks he can certainly come back to 5. One that we would absolutely have thought of as an out-and-out 5 furlong horse, but we'll have to go home and think that way now, perhaps.
Yeah, Frankel's in the dam, isn't he? But
yes,
wherever he pops up,
Lynn, she's got a runner and really have any. It was obviously issues. We'll go home and talk about that. You know, I'm not going to preempt that and get them all too excited if and stage that we thought he was at. You know, he's not very big, but. We haven't had a Derby winner from the yard, but we've had a small number. We did generally run very, very well. Yeah. But Dubai.
It was over a mile. Man of Eden sent off the favourite at 5-2.
And I think he'll be the last in. He will be the last in. Set and away they go. A quick dispatch of these runners then. 11 of them for the Hanover Communications Handicap Class 4. And Woodstock made a good break in the maroon jacket. So too did Sudden Ambush, who's headed them all off. With on the outside Seductive Power sitting handily as well. Right with these leaders too on the outside is John Shard VC. Seductive Powers in the striped jacket on the inside as they move through the first 2.5 furlongs. Shrazir in the yellow jacket come together in the noseband pink with the brown sleeves, racing together with Tiger Bay's cerise cap. Man of Eden at this stage is held on to a little bit keen early on. The blue and white diamonds, they continue their way towards the turn into the home straight. The back two, Dream of Mischief, and a little bit detached is Dornet Castle, who's just being pushed along by William Buick as the runners now reach the halfway point as they begin to take the turn down to the home straight. Seductive Power on the inside of the brown cap of Sudden Ambush on the outer. Right behind them, Choisir on the rail. Also Woodstock in there with every chance, maroon and blue colours. Wider out then to John Shard VC in the white cap. Looking for room on the inside there has Come Together. Now trying to make a move behind them is Tiger Bay, but not much room behind these. And then Man of Eden, who's got to pick up quickly in the blue and white diamonds, but he's been switched to the inside to do so. A furlong and a half left to cover here. On the inside, it's Seductive Power now taken on by Sudden Ambush. The two of them locking horns. Choisir in the clear is in 3rd place, but starts to run on. They're inside the final half furlong. Sudden Ambush and Oisin Murphy. Choisir and Harry Burns on the outside, bearing down quickly. Sudden Ambush just holds on. And it's Oisin at the double. Choisir in 2nd. Man of Eden didn't get the best of runs. In a photo for 3rd there with Seductive Power.
Sudden Ambush just holds on at 15-2 from Choisir at 14-1. 3rd home Seductive Power at 12-1 and 11 ran. This race was all about being prominent. Sudden ambush made just about every yard of the running to give Oisin Murphy a quick fire double on the card. Choiseer was always prominent too and threw down a big challenge under Harry Burns inside the final furlong and just failed to get there. Back in third was Seductive Power, and fourth, make a note of Man of Eden. He's quite a long way back turning for home, but he ran on strongly amidst trouble in running. 3 o'clock was the Height of Fashion Stakes. 4 fillies, a listed contest over 10 furlongs. Godolphin trained Veil of Shadows, 4-1 favourite.
Ready and off and racing. A little bit slow to go in a space, just being scrubbed along briefly. Blue Missile. The Royal Runner out the back is in no hurry in the early part of this contest. The William Hill Height of Fashion Stakes, listed contest over 1.25 miles. And they climb the hill over on the far side with Sirona taking them along and leading by about a length under Frankie Dettori. From the free running Understated, just a bit keen in the green jacket. Between them, Heavenly Breath, the grey, is close up in third. Araminta's White Face Restrained. Sisyphus Strength is next to the rail and the noseband. 1 or 2 of them taking a bit of a hold. Tajamar is in the second wave as well. And she's followed then by Inner Space, White with the green hoop, Secret Solace, and then Veil of Shadows alongside Fast Tara. And it's Blue Missile that brings up the rear as they continue their climb towards the final 3/4 mile of the contest, and about 8 lengths would cover the field as they continue to reach the top of the hill. Sirona the leader under Frankie, being held together in front as well. Heavenly Breath, the grey, and Holly Doyle within about half a length now, followed by Understated. Ross Orion on the rail as they begin the descent down towards the home straight. In fourth on the inside is Araminta of the white colours of Inner Space, who's just tracking Tajamar, who's getting a little bit closer now to Jim Crowley in the Shadwell Royal Blue. Still the field quite well strung out. At this stage, Veil of Shadows has got quite a task on at the back of the field, and William Buick is asking her to try and pick up on the outside. No response just yet, though. Down they come towards the final 2.5 furlongs now. Sirona still travelling sweetly at the head of affairs. Heavenly Breath under pressure. Understated between horses. Then behind them comes Fast Tara. On the outside, Araminta now in the white face, the red and white colours. Secret Solace is even wider out and starts to produce a finishing spurt as well. A furlong left to go here. Araminta now has come storming through and has taken over. On the inside, Understated is trying to rally, but Araminta, who ran well here 3 weeks ago, is bounding clear to win the Height of Fashion in great style. Araminta for Trevor William and Henry Candy. Understated, Secret Solace second and third, and back in fourth place staying on Sisyphus Strength.
Araminta wins 15-2 for Trevor Whelan and Henry Candy. Understated at 15-2 was second. Secret Solace at 8-1 was back in third place. 11 ran. Quite a number of these fillies are entered in the Ribblesdale to Royal Ascot. Araminta isn't, but there's a possibility that she may be supplemented after this. She was settled in midfield. She travelled pretty well, and she ran out a comfortable winner in the end. She'd run very well on very soft ground on her previous start, so she handles all types of conditions. She's versatile. Understated in second place, stayed on strongly. She's in the Ribblesdale.
Araminta has won the Height of Fashion Stakes here at Goodwood and has done so in the end in pretty decisive fashion. Henry Candy trains a different trip today, Henry, different ground, and it seemed to bring about what you wanted.
Yeah, surprises, because normally when they go on that absolute bog, they don't go on top of the ground, but she seems to do both, which is fantastic. Pedigree is a tremendous mix. Make of what you like of Glen Eagles, but you've got plenty of Medicine on the downside. And yet the dam's got a champion sprinter in Mints, so it's taken me a while to sort of work it out. We went for the easy option, 7 furlongs first time, and then up a little bit, and then we thought we'd give this a try.
What had been your instinct on what you'd seen at home?
I haven't done very much with her. As you might have noticed, she's not the easiest person. Won't go into a saddling box, didn't want to go down, didn't want to go in the stalls, all that sort of thing. She's quite a lady, so I do as little as I possibly can with her. But early on she was showing plenty of speed, so I'm agreeably surprised that she can stay as well. And Trevor did say that that big boarded fence at the end was coming up pretty quick. He had a hell of a job to pull her up, so she gets the triple right.
I was going to say, to what extent do the fact that she's got all those quirks, yet she races and hits the line generously, encourage you that you're only really just scratching the surface?
There could be plenty more to come, I hope, because she's a lovely big filly, size and scope. So let's hope that there is more to come.
Majority of these fillies were entered in the Ribblesdale. She's not. Is there an obvious stepping stone for her next?
Not that I can think of. I should go home and have a look, but I don't think she'll be running 1.5 miles anytime soon. Might happen eventually, but I think we'll stick where we are for the moment.
And she runs in the colours of breeders. Alex Frost is a noted breeder. St Albans bloodstock, Andrew Stone likewise. Is that, you think, the long-term plan? Do they want this mare to breed from?
Yes, I think they'll have to toss a coin or have a fight, but one of them will have her, that's for sure.
Well, you can certainly do it together. And Henry, it seems that 2023 is being relatively kind to you compared to the last couple of years. The horses are in good health. Last
year was a total disaster, could never get anything going. And this year there are plenty of them who are in very, very good form, which is lovely.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Henry.
Thanks a million. Thanks.
Well, all right, Araminta wins the height of fashion here. Henry Candy was not quite sure where she was going to go next. She surprised him a little bit today. Might not have surprised two of the co-owners, Alex Acklock and Alex Frost. She's not in the Ribblesdale, gents. Any thoughts of putting a supplementary in?
We've got a trainer to persuade by the looks of it, Nick. But you probably know more than we do right now.
I mean, I guess the question is to what extent all of you were a bit taken aback that she hit the line so hard over this trip today, and how much further she might go.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very stiff mile with that ground as it was last time. So, yeah, I mean, definitely handling those extremes of ground bodes really well, doesn't it? I mean, very rarely do fillies go on both extremes. So, but in terms of the distance, they did go very slow early on. I saw the fractions were very slow, so maybe she was just, but she hit the line hard, and Trevor said he couldn't pull her up, so that's definitely encouraging.
Now, you two have been in a lot of horses together, haven't you? Can you remember how many, Alex?
A few. Yeah, no, it's been good, Nick. It's been a while since we've been back here. It was, I think, 10 years ago on the day that the Confessor won and Frankel won, and Kathy Gannon was on board, so that was the first winner, and then we had Son of Africa here a year later who won a nursery, so yeah, it's been a good course for us.
It certainly has. And do you think that this filly might yet be the best of the lot that you've had together?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, there's more to come clearly, and fingers crossed she stays sound. She's had 3 quite quick races, so we'll see.
Take us back to where the partnership began.
Well, over to you, Al, probably.
I think, yeah, 40 years ago, sort of growing up together. So
40?
40, yeah. You would never know my No. And then Andrew Stone, who's the third member, is
He's an Albans bloodstock.
He's an Albans bloodstock. And so, yeah, we've always wanted to have a filly together. But you never sort of dream of this sort of stuff. So, yeah, exciting.
And I asked the trainer, I mean, is the idea that, you wanted to nurture a broodmare prospect between you all?
Totally. I mean, she hadn't run till 5 weeks ago, so now suddenly making plans, like even mentioning Royal Ascot now, it seems a bit surreal, but anyway.
I can see you fancy Royal Ascot, don't you?
Well, yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll see, but yes, over to Henry.
All right, supplementary entry is, I don't know what for the Ribblesdale.
I don't know, we need to get looking now, don't we?
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a lot of persuading, a lot of cash to raise, there's a bit of work to be done.
You're the man who knows the price of everything, but the good news is you also know the value of everything, including this filly here. Gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Next up, a handicap over 7 furlongs. Nizaka was the 3-1 favourite, backed in from 4s.
Stall late, but he broke okay. They raced then over 7 furlongs. The William Hill Extra Place races daily handicap. A nice break on the inside by Nizaka in the orange jacket, white bridle horse there. The cheek piece runner is Global Esteem right in the firing line as well. Tracked by Abel Kane, the dark blue and white colours. Wider, Autumn Festival in the washed out pink colours, more beigey colours, with the black cap there is sitting in alongside the leading quartet as well. Just tracking them is Ropey Guest, and then just falls back on the inside there is Tintoretto in the pink colours, races alongside Lyndon B in the blue and yellow stripes, Ernie's Valentine, and Marley Park is the one that's a little bit outpaced as they turn into the home straight at the halfway point of this contest. Global Esteem on the inside for Pat Dobbs, leading by about half a length or so. On the outside, Abel Kane and Oisin Murphy looking for his 3rd winner of the day. Wider out then Autumn Festival and Will Buick getting into it. Tom Quealy there on Ropey Guest in the blue cap. Nizaka switched to the inside there. Marco Gianni spotting a lovely gap next to the rail and begins to pick up in style as they approach the final stages of the contest. Nizaka on the inside, Ropey Guest on the outside. Abel Kane between horses with Global Esteem. These 4, they're racing up inside the final half furlong, and it's Ropey Guest who strikes the front. Ropey Guest on a real going day today, storming clear in the closing stages. Ropey Guest to win. Nizaka may just be second. It was tight though with Ernie's Valentine and Abel Kane, and running on Marley Park on the outside.
Ropey Guest back in the winners' enclosure, 4-1. Nizaka second, 3-1 favourite, and Ernie's Valentine 12-1 in third place, 9 round. Fantastic result for the Margisons. Ropey Guest has been a grand servant to them over the years. He's plied his trade in much better company than this from time to time. The drop in grade here saw him win very comfortably under Tom Quealy. He drafted in behind the leaders, and then once angled out, he's quickened up well, and he probably only does just enough, and he's probably booked his ticket to Royal Ascot with a rise in the weights.
He's a very easy horse to love, Ropey Guest, and he's absolutely bolted up here at Goodwood today, to the delight of his trainer, George Margison, who's with me now. Now, there may have been those, George.
It just shows you he doesn't curl up. People before think he gets to the front and then he just downs it, but I mean, to be fair, he thinks he still won the Bunbury Cup by about 3 lengths because
gigs and invariably deliver. You know, he runs well in those races more times than he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, we train him just for them, to be fair. You know, we could have gone pot hunting early on. People said to me, what are you doing running him in these and that. He enjoys his racing, and he's not a monkey. You know, he stands in his box to do his own thing at home, but he's there. Somebody said, well, the winner came from that side, but he means the world. I mean, Katie, I mean, you know, she'd live with him, you know.
Your daughter, she's leading him up today, as she always.
Shoe off, so that didn't either know. I laid him out for 2 years for it, and I could have bought another house actually, so it destroyed me when he got beat.
Really?
Yeah, I just couldn't see how he'd get beat. He was so well handicapped, and I took 3 off him as well, and that was probably me downfall. And now I know he comes down the dips and up the hill. It might be a race for it.
Over a mile and a half, Gregory, 4-7 favourite.
And they're off for this British EBF 40th anniversary Cocked Hat Stakes. It's a listed race over 1 mile and 3 furlongs. Frankie Dettori in the black and white colours on Hadrianus, immediately keen to establish the early front-running duties, with Gregory, the favourite, on his outside in the pink with the white sleeves. Galactic Jack is wider on him. He's moving up to second now, Galactic Jack. Machine looking across. On the inside position there, the rail position, that's Klondike, with behind him Golden State Warrior and Tempered Soul and William Buick held up last of the 6 runners. They complete their first climb across the far side of the downs here on a beautiful afternoon at Goodwood, going through the first 3 furlongs here. Hadrianus just in front of Galactic Jack, 2 sons of Galileo racing together, with behind them Klondike, another one, in third, with on the inside the favourite Gregory up against the far rail. Tempered Soul getting a touch closer, and Frankie making an immediate manoeuvre towards the inside now. Now they're cutting across towards the inside rail. Frankie made that decision. They're all following him and heading up to cut the corner as they move down towards the position where they're about to hit the 5 furlong marker. About 5 lengths would cover the field then. Hadrianus dictating it so far, leads by a couple. Galactic Jack, a little slap down the shoulder there from Machine in second. Klondike is in third. Tom Marcon, the white sleeves, now being joined by Gregory. Similar-ish colours on the outside, the pink and white colours as he looms into contention. Followed then by Golden State Warrior, the green and pink colours, and Tempered Soul yet to deliver his challenge. Anybody's race then, the Cocked Hat, as they move inside the final 3. Hadrianus still the leader, however. He's picking up a bit more here when asked to. He'll need to, because they're queuing up behind a challenge. Klondike here on the outside is Gregory, who's getting closer by the stride, not immediate, but Hadrianus is sticking to his task very gallantly over on the far side. Gregory now engages and goes past him inside the final furlong. And it's Gregory and Rab Havlin who are storming clear inside the last half furlong here to take the Cocked Hat, and he's going to repeat what his half-brother did 12 months ago. Gregory for Rab Havlin and the Golstons goes on to win the Cocked Hat. Klondike second, Hadrianus, and then Golden State Warrior took 4th.
Favourite wins Gregory at 4-7, Klondike second at 11-2. The winner won by 3 lengths as Rule 4. Number 1 was withdrawn, having bolted to post. Decisive enough success in the end. He won by 3 lengths, Gregory, despite being a little bit green once getting to the front. He was pushed along from some way out, But he got to the front just before the furlong pole, and then he ran on strongly, penny dropping all the time with him, and he's going to continue improving. He'll probably be a better horse over slightly further.
It was Lionel last year, it was Gregory this year, both scions of a great dynasty that has been curated over the last couple of decades by Philippa Cooper out of her mare Gretchen, who's been herself a wonderful broodmare. Philippa, this family has given you so much pleasure. Can you measure it? Can you can you quantify it?
No, I can't. I mean, it started with Dolores with Amanda Perrett, and then we had Duncan.
And she was fourth in the Guineas, wasn't she, Dolores?
Two novices that didn't quite work out, and then had quite a hard race here, so it's a very different journey here.
So what's the thinking at the moment? We were talking about this horse maybe as a ledger horse. Is that the way your mind is being bent, or do you fancy something else in between times?
It doesn't matter what I fancy, I've told you. I wouldn't even dream of asking what are you planning to do, where are you going next, or it's entirely. He won the Park Hill, he trained Duncan, the Irish.
Unfashionable,
yes.
And now both Golden Horn is fashionable all of a sudden, and you got. And what about Queen for You, who
her mother? What I like about her, and I hope she doesn't change if she doesn't pull. You know, she's straight up to listed class. It's not something we would normally do.
So you've got
enough, and I can sell him later on to. It's the most amazing horse. Won the Arc, King George. I mean, every race that one can only dream of. And people just dismiss these horses.
Handicap 5 furlongs the trip. The favourite, Dream Composer.
6-runner lineup, they're often racing. Very fast into stride was Watcher in the black jacket, Tom Marcon on the right for this William Hill Handicap Class 3 over the Flying 5. Tracked by the Defiant. Wider out Angle Land, the filly in the orange jacket. Haley Turner is followed through them by Li Hu, Dream Composer, and Dougie Costello, the white-faced black and red colours, tucked in on the rail. And the one that's a bit outpaced is Dubai Station, and already they're through the first quarter mile. Approaching the halfway point of the race on the near side, just carrying his head slightly awkwardly is Watcher. Down the outside, Angle Land is full of running between horses then, shaken up as the Defiant. Li Hu's under a bit of pressure. Dream Composer needs a run, can't find one at the moment. He's covered up behind these with a furlong left to go. Dubai Station well outpaced. Angle Land in front then for Haley Turner. Li Hu is bounding up on the outside though. Looks a big danger. Angle Land then grimly hanging on and goes on to win for Haley. Li Hu was second. Dream Composer didn't get the best of runs in third. The Defiant right behind in fourth.
Angle Land wins for Haley Turner and Robert Cowell at 9-2. Li Hu second, 5-1, 6 round. Angle Land's won a shade cosily here for Haley Turner. Horse ducked to his right coming out of the stalls, but then was brought to with a well-timed challenge, always fairly prominent, and he sees off Li Hu by 3/4 of a length in behind Dream Composer, who dwelt at the start, got into third inside the final, the half a furlong or so, but he never really threatened to land a blow. Angle Land running on really strongly, very consistent type. And the final race at Goodwood was a 5:20. It was a 2-mile handicap. York Sea was sent off the 15-8 favourite.
And they're often racing. Etihad a little bit slow to go. Will Buick is already working away on him. Yorksea not the fastest into stride either. They're racing away from the grandstands then. Yorksea racing a bit wider than them as well as they race away from us down the hill in this Goodwood Racehorse Owners Group Handicap, this Class 3 event. Amongst the early pace setters, Alpine Stroll up the centre in the pink jacket. And Etihad's recovered well. He's got a good position on the inside. Blaze on 5 right up there as well. Hydroplane in the blue jacket sitting in 4th place, just ahead of Melikaz in 5th. And then First Emperor, the black and red colours, as they race on down the hill on the far side. Further back then to Dance to Paris, with Diamond Bay on the inside of that one, a length and a half away then, the red and white colours of Sashenka, who races there with Grandmaster Flash. And a bit of a gap, 2 or 3 lengths back to Yorksea. Holly not panicking at all. She's just allowing him to find his stride as they head past the 1.5 mile start, having raced downhill for the first 4 furlongs. Now they're racing uphill and turning right-handed across the far side of the course. Alpine Stroll and Trevor Whelan out in front. Blaze on 5, close up in second with Etihad, a neck down in third. And then just behind these leaders, the blue and white colours of Hydroplane, the nose-banded runner in 4th. Melikaz, so impressive on the poly track at Chelmsford, is racing in 5th position there. The light blue cap and sleeves, tracked there by Dance to Paris's purple sleeves and cap. On the outside of that one is First Emperor in the hands of Rab Havlin. Diamond Bay is next with Tom Marquand, and then towards the back Sashenka, Liam Canary, a patient ride on board the mare with Grandmaster Flash on that one's outside as they head over halfway down the far side of the back straight. Still Yorksea looking on, is probably about 10 lengths off the pace as they now hit the rising ground. They're inside the final 7 furlongs of the contest. And still Alpine Stroll continuing to cut out the running as they complete their way up the hill on the far side of the course, then going past the 6 marker now. 10 lengths last to first, with Yorksea the favourite still in last place. What has he got left as they now swing right-handed and get a breather in towards the final 5 furlongs of the race? So Alpine Stroll the leader, Etihad in second, Blaze on 5, she's on the inside, the orange and white colours. And then comes Hydroplane, followed then by Melikaz on the inner, and then First Emperor. Behind these, that comes the Diamond Bay, asked on for an effort now, wider out than Grandmaster Flash. Still no move yet from Yorksea, although he's under a bit of pressure now. He's got a lot of running to do as the favourite as they race towards the final quarter mile. Still Alpine Stroll on the inside, Melikaz in the clear now coming after him with Blaze on 5, and Hydroplane could have a say in this as well. On the wide outside then trying to come with a bit of a run is Dance to Paris, but they've got just over a furlong left, all change up front now, and here comes Hydroplane and Jim Crowley. First Emperor on the inside with every chance now for Rab Havlin. First Emperor strikes the front, it's a chance spare here for Rab, and he's going to make the most of it, and he's going to double up on the day. First Emperor goes on to win from Hydroplane, Diamond Bay back in third, Melikaz and Yorksea Never Nearer close up behind.
Victory went to the second favourite, First Emperor, who was 6-1, Hydroplane at 17-2 second, and Diamond Bay 12-1. Back in third place, the winner, a decisive success by 2.5 lengths. First Emperor was given a patient ride by Rab Havlin, winning here for John Ryan. Held up towards the back, he made steady headway with 3 to go and ran out an easy enough winner. Hydroplane in second place was also ridden quite patiently by Jim Crowley. The third horse did well, Diamond Bay, pretty keen in the early part of the race, but did well to stick on for that spot. So winners at Goodwood then. Barnwell Boy, very impressive in the opener. A 2-year-old to keep an eye on. Sudden Ambush completed a quickfire double for Oisin Murphy. Adam Inter won the Height of Fashion at 15-2. Ropey Guest back to form, dropped in grade. Gregory winning the Cocked Hat Stakes, the 4-7 favourite for the Gosdens. Angleland a winner for Robert Cowell, and First Emperor for John Ryan took the last. As far as the times were concerned, they told us that the ground was on the quick side. 3 of them dipped under standard. Barnwell Boy in the first, which augurs well for his career. Angleland over 5 furlongs in the 4:45, and First Emperor over 2 miles in the last. The horse to take out of the day, Barnwell Boy, as far as the 2-year-olds are concerned, and the older horses, Gregory.
Gorgeous afternoon.